No worries. Cool. So, can I take over? Is it fine?
Yes, sure.
Yes. Hmm.
All right, cool. Actually, let me share my screen real quick. And at the same time, I'd like to check the live stream. Um, cool. So we have some students watching us today. Cool. I'm gonna take you through the overview of Solution Challenge. Most of that stuff you know by now, I guess, but still, it's always good to remember. And I'm also, in the meantime, look at the data from last year to remind you with the
Sorry.
science.
I'm sorry for interrupting you. We somehow cannot accept like your presentation. I cannot see here.
Oh, you cannot put it on screen?
Yeah, I cannot. Oh, yeah, here.
Oh yeah.
I think you can. Yeah, you should be
Oh,
fine. Cool.
thank you.
Thank you. No worries. No worries. Okay, cool,
Mm.
cool. So let me start by introducing myself. My name is Baris. I am the developer relations region lead, looking after Turkey, Central Asia, and Caucasus. It's a region with 10 countries, and Central Asia would be the big portion of our sub-region. Other than Central Asian countries, we look at Mongolia, Azerbaijan, and Turkey, right? So in this region, we look after various Google Developer Ecosystem programs. So if you go to developers.google.com, and then if you click on community, you'll see that we have various community programs. Let me zoom out. So Google Developer Groups, Human Tech Makers, Google Developer Experts, and Google Developer Student Clubs. So we look after those programs, and under Student Clubs, of course, we have the Solution Challenge. So I will be talking about Solution Challenge because it's quite important for GDSCs. Um, would you mind muting your mic? One of the speaker, one of the, yeah, it's better now. Cool, thank you. There was a bit of a background noise. So let me switch back to the overview of the GDSC program, right? So what we are trying to do is to bring United Nations 17 Sustainable Development Goals using to students, and we would like you to transition from a theoretical knowledge to practical, right? So during your GDSC organizer and leadership time, you will be learning about various technologies, whether it's about cloud or machine learning or Android, right? But we don't want this information to stay as a theoretical one in your heads. And we would like to encourage you to turn this into a practical application, such as a software, an application, or a system design, right? So we were thinking, and then we came up with this idea to partner with United Nations and give you an opportunity to develop projects on their 17 Sustainable Development Goals. We call them SDGs. So you can find more info about SDGs in the developers.google.com slash community slash GDSC. But some of the projects would be projects on no poverty, zero hunger, good health and well-being, quality education, gender equality, clean water and sanitization, and more, right? You have 17 of them, check them out, and then when you have an idea, a project in place, what we'd like to do is to actually bring you with the team. So we did that on November 14 with a Solution Challenge networking event, right? And then you can rewatch this event. We can follow up if you haven't joined this event. And then the idea is to kick things off. The registrations in December, early December. So in 2 days time, you register your project, and then we actually have the kickoff events. So we start the learn and build phase. We get the submissions, the project submissions, and then we close the submissions. So from registration to submissions, you have almost 2 months to develop, learn and build your project, right? And then we close the submissions in February. There's a judge of Googlers coming together to pick the best projects. We announced the top 100 in April. And then we will also have a resubmit mentorship phase. And then we will be announcing the final 10 and then the top 3 in the middle of the year. We have various prices, but I think the most important price here is for you to have an opportunity to have a project live working, targeting the 17 SDG targets by United Nations. This does really make a difference. What we are doing with United Nations is not just on paper. They really do like to review the projects. They do go through the top 100 projects. They actually reach out to the top 10 and top 3 project winners, and they make their best to bring that projects to the ecosystem. So we have different criteria that will be checked by the team. This is for later. I'm not going to go into that, but there are some resources that I need you to check out. And then there will be some timeline checklists and FAQs that you can find on the website. But before going into the details of everything, let's today just focus on the celebration of kicking off this project, because it's quite important, right? We will be here for you. We will be supporting you. And we will be actually connecting you with experts, with mentors to get your submit projects into reality, right? So last year, I'm just checking the numbers now from the region to see how many projects were submitted from Central Asia, which I find quite interesting, right? So let me quickly take a look at this. This is interesting. I think we had, let me see, over 170 submissions made from the region last year, right? And then we had some projects going into top 100 and top 10. So please do feel encouraged that your project may have a chance to go up there and then convert into a real application that will be used by United Nations. Also, what we have seen in the last couple of years is some projects, to develop a project, you do team up with others, right? And then those teams actually turn into startups. So you never know, right? In your careers, in the long term, this project, working on this project and making things happen may turn into a career opportunity for you. You will learn new things. You will have something to put on your CV, to your LinkedIn, to your social media. And then maybe if you can make it to top 100 or top 10 or top 3, we will highlight your project in various Google channels. So this is a really good opportunity to make sure that you are visible to future employers or institutions. So please make use of this. Please strategize and work on a project, register, submit, and then we will see you hopefully in the demo day in a couple of months. So with that, I'm going to finish. But if there are any questions, I would love to answer those. Thank you.
Yeah, all right, yeah. So first of all, let me introduce myself. I'm a GDSC lead. I'm Akhmad Hurshetov, GDSC lead at Uzbekistan University. So last year, I was a team member of this club, and we, as a team, we participated to Solution Challenge and submitted our project. Yeah, but unfortunately, we couldn't go to the top 100. But yeah, this year we are looking forward to it. And the question is like, what are the so what's changed like after 1 year? So what's some news about Solution Challenge and their requirements? So last year's and this year's, like.
Sure. So we used to focus on top 10 and top 3 projects, but now we are focusing on top 100. So even if you cannot make it to top 3 or top 10, you will have the opportunity to have one of the top applications globally, right? I think that's going to be the biggest change. Like it was a bit lower in terms of like chances to be able to get into the top projects, but this is more than doable now, right? So this is an amazing opportunity. So I would be encouraged to actually look at that. And then I'm looking at the registration data, right? So last year, from our sub-region, we had over actually 600 projects registered. But only 60 of them turned into project submissions. So most of those were from Turkey. But looking at Kazakhstan, 292 projects were submitted from Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan 160, followed by Afghanistan 62 and Kyrgyzstan 36. So those were the 22, 23 class numbers. But looking at how many projects that submissions turn into, Kazakhstan ended up creating 26 projects, Uzbekistan 16, Azerbaijan 6, Afghanistan 4, right? So why am I sharing this? Because we learned after this intense 22-23 project submission process that we had to provide more mentors and experts to the team. So this year we are more ready than ever. This has changed compared to last year. We have more mentors, more experts, more Googlers, more industry leaders to help you with your project. So I'd say two things changed. More likely to end up in top projects because now we are also focusing and announcing top 100. And then second thing is we are more than ready in terms of mentors and experts to provide you with resources to make your project happen.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, two major changes like we will see in the solution challenge. So a lot of teams like participating and wants to participate in these big events, in these big competitions, and some of them like they miss the news, you know, and most of the students want some benefits. And what are the benefits of solution challenge, and what winners will look forward from after winning solution challenge? Yeah.
So if you are in the top 100, you will receive customized mentorship from Googlers, right? So we won't be stopping just announcing you as a top 100 project, but we will help you take your solution to the next level, right? We will also give you some nice swag like t-shirts and certificates, right? But if you make it to the top 10, instead of receiving additional mentorship and swag, you will have the opportunity to showcase your solutions to Google employees. And also not just Google employees, but developers all around the world. We will do a demo day live on YouTube, so you will be able to showcase your projects, right? And if you are a finalist, if you are one of the winning three, you will get all the prizes I just mentioned, but on top of that, you will have a cash prize. So each winning team will qualify to receive a cash prize of up to $12,000, which I think makes a lot of difference.
Great, thank you. At first, let me introduce myself. I'm Aizada Berdibekova. I'm GDSC lead in Kyrgyzstan in University of Central Asia. And I had a question. So these top 100 and let's say top 3 projects are being mentored and being really supported. Is there any example of the project that is in the real market nowadays?
Oh yeah, that is a really good question. So actually, let me change and share my screen again. So this is again in our public, externally facing GDSC Solution Challenge website. But take a look at the projects. Please, could you put my screen on the broadcast? Yeah, thank you. So these are the top teams from 22-23 class, right? So Wonder Reader, Buzzbusters, and Head Home were all of them turned into products that are used by people, right? As well as Farmex from Nigeria. And I know that some of the other top 10 finalists also, and top actually 100 finalists also turned into working products. That also goes for the top 3 teams in 2022, Blossom, Gateway, Extrinsic, and the People's Choice Award, which is Zero Zone. So we see top 3 or top 10 projects turning into real-time working solutions and products. That's not always the case for all of the top 100 applications, of course. But yes, the short answer to your question is the submitted projects do really turn into working products live.
Thank you. Okay. Ahmad, do you have any questions?
Yeah, I have. So I think we talked enough about solution challenge, and this live is about Google developer ecosystem as well. So can you talk more about Google developer ecosystem and what are the benefits of joining this developer ecosystem? Yeah.
Sure. So under our communities, we have 5 main programs. As I mentioned, GDGs, Google Developer Groups, Women Tech Makers, Google Developer Experts, the Developer Student Clubs, as well as Accelerator, where we support entrepreneurs and startups. And we see this program as a funnel to other programs. So when you become a Developer Student Club lead, that would be the initial entrance into Google's developer communities. You can be a Developer Student Club lead for 1 year. And after you graduate, if you want to keep going as an organizer, you can convert into a Google Developer Groups organizer or a Women Tech Makers ambassador, right? So those are open-ended programs. It's not for a year. As long as you are active, you can stay as a GDG or WTM. And when you are actually moving up in your career, become an expert on a specific Google product, you have the opportunity to apply for Google Developer Experts program. We are looking for a 5 to 6 years experience on a specific set of Google developer tools, as well as community experience, which will come with GDSC or being a GDG or WTM lead, right? And then the next stage for me, at least from my side, would be, of course, if you start your business next, if you become an entrepreneur, you will have the opportunity to apply for Google's Accelerator program. And then you can get custom mentorship from Google and very tangible perks and benefits, and get your startup rocketed with the support of Google. So this is how the funnel looks like. Oh, and then I would also like to answer Raiza's question. So the question was, is it for students only? Yes. The GDSC Solution Challenge is for Google Developer Student Club leads only. They can partner with non-students to get support, to get their project up to speed, but only GDSCs can apply, register, and submit projects.
Oh, really? Like only GDSC team members and GDSC team can submit, or any students at the university can submit their project if they have?
That is the main criteria. So let me actually share the criteria with you. I can double check that. This was the case, at least in the previous year. As far as I know, this is also the case this year. But we do not stop GDSC's partner with external developers to work on a project together. It needs to be, I'm just checking it as I speak to you. So let me actually put this on the screen so that it's clear for everyone. Just a second, let me share my screen again. I keep turning this on and off. So this is the answer to your question. Can I still participate in the Solution Challenge if there is no Google Developer Student Club at my university? Yes, as a student, you can still participate. So you need to be a student, that's for sure, right? You need to submit this as a student. You don't need to be a part of a Google Developer Student Club, but you can submit your project as long as you team up with at least one student member at an existing GDSC university. So the project can be only submitted by GDSCs, but supporting teams to a specific GDC lead can be a student that is not a GDSC. So we recommend that you reach out to the GDSC lead for guidance. So this would be the answer to your question.
Yeah, clear. Okay.
I'm also going to put this actually in the chat, right? We have a frequently asked questions link for more questions. So I'm just going to join the chat and then put this on the chat screen. But yeah, anyways, feel free to ask any questions you might have.
Thank you so much for useful information about Google Solution Challenge and its criteria. Basically, could you please talk about more about Google developers ecosystem? And maybe some students still don't know what is GDSC and the importance of these competitions to all of us.
Sure. So again, like looking at my screen, you'll see that we have 4 main pillars. And Google Developer Student Clubs is the program that we are enabling students to connect and build projects with other university student developers, right? And when you are a professional developers, we encourage organizers to switch to Google Developer Groups, which will allow you to meet with local developers virtually or in person with similar interest in technology, right? If you want to help women thrive in technology, you can become a Women Tech Makers ambassadors. And then once you are an enough experienced developer, you can become a Google Developer expert. Last but not least, we have the Accelerator program. This program is for empowering startups, developers, and nonprofits, right? So we have various programs under the Accelerator program that are actually Accelerator programs on specific teams. But this is going to be the latest stage on your career. Once you become a professional developer, once you kickstart your startup, then you can join one of those programs. There are different teams, AI or women founders or cloud or regional programs that we help you become successful startup or a game developer.
Okay, great. And it's open for the whole world, yeah, right? Like Central Asia, Turkey.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, it's fine. Like, feel free to follow up with more questions if you have questions later on. But it's been a pleasure. Thanks for having me in this call today.
Thanks for your
as Google developers, we are committed to support the Central Asian ecosystem. And I'm looking forward to see your Solution Challenge project submitted. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining us today. Yeah, thank you.
Bye.
I can end the live stream, yeah? Okay.
Yes. Thank you, sir. Thank you, guys. Okay,
Thank you.
see you.